and welcome back to another Christmassy vlog. So today is a very Christmassy vlog where Danny is going to get dressed up again. We've got mittens here. So the first Christmassy vlog you would have seen was with LJ, and we were both dressed up very Christmassy, as well as Dan. Today we are competing. It is up at Coxley and it is a Christmas fun show jumping. Now I just want to say apologies, the church bells are going. So we'll just have to ignore that. But yeah, it's going to be cool. We're going to be doing two classes today, the 60 centimetres and the 65 centimetres. It is a late start today. My first class is at 12:10 and then my second one's at 1:45. And yeah, it's just going to be a bit of fun to dress up Christmassy. So Dan is all ready because someone escaped last night. So obviously all the horses are in overnight. And recently Dan has been barging through his door and escaping, and yeah, today wasn't really the day that he should have been out, because yesterday I clipped Danny and the plan was to clip his legs last night, but I went for a ride after clipping Dan, and then I let him out in the field and thought I'd clip his legs last night, and then when we brought him in, his legs were dirty, so I was like, right, we'll do it in the morning because he'll be in overnight, so his legs will be dry. Come up this morning and he is out, and as you can imagine, with the ground, it's very muddy out there. His legs were soaking wet and covered in mud, which has meant I've been unable to clip his legs today, which is so annoying because I didn't clip his legs the last time I clipped him, which was 3 weeks ago, and they look horrendous. So we're just ignoring that part, and I'll hopefully get his legs clipped one day next week because they are horrendous, but unfortunately they're not going to be nice for today. But he's got a nice fresh clip, so that's a bonus. I've had to wash his legs to get all of the mud off and to clean his hooves before he can have his tendon boots on, and I've also had to wash his tail because yesterday I met Kirsty and we went down the bottom track of Codden and we got rather dirty, so his tail was disgusting, so I had to clean that. Dan has been a bit, not wild, well I suppose you would call that, a bit crazy this last week. Something's really unsettled him. We don't have a clue what it is. But he's been very stressy. I come up one night to bring them all in and feed them, and he did not want to come in his stable. He spun. I had the food and he still didn't want to come in his stable, and then after about half an hour, maybe a bit longer, I eventually got him in. He started eating his breakfast, and then I think I was in the stable putting his magnetic boots on or doing something, doing the water or something, and he barged out the stable. Anyway, managed to get him in. And then Tuesday night he was the same, he didn't really want to come in the stable. Wednesday I took him for a ride after college, just a short one, and he was full of it. He was so excited, he just wanted to go. And then Thursday he had the day off because the weather was horrible. And then Friday I was like, right, I'm gonna go for a nice ride in the morning, like a longish one. And honestly, he was crazy. He wouldn't stand still for me to tack him up, which is just not like him at all. He's not the stressor type at all. He was literally spinning around as I was trying to tack him up. And then once I eventually got him ready and I was trying to get on, normally he'll just stand there like a rock for me while I get on, and sometimes I take forever and he'll just stand there. Well, it was honestly like when you see a jockey get on there ready to go for a race, get on their horses to go for a race. He just wanted to go. So I got on him and then went to go out the gate to go up the road, and he then didn't want to go out the gate. And eventually I got him out of the gate and he was snorting. He was like, it was like I was riding a baby. It was crazy. I don't know what has got into him. Yesterday I went for another ride, went for a canter, which done him the world of good. He was so fast. I have the Equilab app, which tells me how long I've been out riding for. And when I looked to see how fast he went cantering, he went 18.6 miles per hour. Like, that is just crazy. But yeah, something has definitely stressed him out or frightened him for him to be the way that he is, because like I said, he is not the stressor type at all, and he does get excited out riding, but for him to be like he was, and yesterday before I went for a canter, he was like bunny hopping up, and I was like to Kirsty, I'm just going to let him go, because if I hold him back he gets worse with it. So I'm like, if I just let him go, he's better off like that, and I know that he'll stop at the other end. I'll be creating more of a problem if I hang him, like hold on to him. But yeah, he was a good boy after his canter, so I'm hoping today he is going to be a good boy. And yeah, we're literally just going for some fun really, and Dan's going to be wearing his Christmassy exercise sheet. He's pretty much going to be wearing what he wore in the first vlog, so nothing will really change. I thought the exercise sheet will be good because it's always cold at Coxley, so that will keep him warm with his fresh clip. And then he's going to be wearing his Christmassy leg wraps over the top of his tendon boots because the leg wraps are not protective or anything, so he'll be still wearing his tendon boots to protect his legs, and then with them over the top. Oh, and I have got on Christmas pyjamas. It was quite strange this morning, taking off my pyjamas that I slept in last night and putting on another pair of pyjamas. It was very strange. So I'm wearing Christmassy pyjamas, which you guys will see once I'm on him. And I'm also going to be wearing this hat because this is actually a riding hat. That's why it's a bit big. And yeah, it's going to be very fun, isn't it, Dan? So we're going to leave at 11:15 because the 60 centimetres class starts at 12:10, but I'm like the 7th one in on the 60, so I'm not going to be in like dead on. I probably won't be on until like 12:30, just after. So yeah, I'm going to stop the intro because it's been very long, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Hey guys, his rug's on. He's also got his massage pad on. I've done that before I started the vlog, so he was just done. So I'm going to put his tendon boots on now and his travel boots, and then we'll be ready to go. Already, he is going for a wee, but look how cute Dan looks in his Christmassy head collar. He looks very cool in it, and that's what he's going to be travelling in and wearing today. He's got his travel boots on. I haven't put his tendon boots on. He's got his overreach boots on. I'm afraid, guys, you're going to have to ignore the fact that I don't have my Christmassy hat on because I've had to put it on my riding hat because I didn't want to be putting that on later because it's actually harder than you think to put on your riding hat. So I thought I'll put that on now before we leave. So yeah, you're going to have to ignore that I'm not Christmassy at the moment, but trust me, it's not going to be long and we will be very Christmassy. But the reason why I haven't put his tendon boots on is because I haven't clipped his legs. Believe it or not, they are very, very thick. And I'm just worried about them being a bit tight. I think they're absolutely fine. I think I'm just being a bit paranoid. So I thought I'll put his travel boots on. I'll put his overreach boots on because they don't hurt. And then once I get there and I'm getting tacked up, then I'll quickly put his tendon boots on. But yeah, we are all ready to go. Like I said, he's having a massage. His rugs are on, everything's in the trailer. Cleaned my bridle because it was minging. Cleaned my stirrups because they was minging. And hopefully we won't look a mess when we get there. Fingers crossed. All loaded. It's our first time towing Dan with our new car. We have towed the trailer with the hay and straw about 2 weeks ago when we had our towage fixed. But this will be the first time towing Dan, so it's exciting but also a bit nerve-wracking. Can we see Dan? Yep, he's looking out his little window. Good boy.
The wonders of life got the prettiest side for everyone to enjoy. Standing up close by the Christmas tree, glimmering light, I am right where I wanna be. I will be home for a couple of days, wander around with you. You and me in the cold, thought it'd never be true. Wherever I go, I got you. Oh, I have stopped running, there is no way trying. You better loosen your belt. Drinking hot wine by the fire, don't care of anything else. It's Christmas and some kind of love, my friend. I pray it will never end. Do you like to be here too? It's Christmas and outside snow's glistening. It's just you and me tonight. I'll spend all this Christmas with you. Oh, it's such a charm, got you up in my arm. There's nobody at the door. You said I wish this will never be over. Darling, it's time for your present. Come over here. Now it is time to get out in the snow, lighting a light with you. Choirs will sing and the joy bells will ring. Nobody loves you as much as I do. It's a wonderful feeling from floor to the ceiling. It is that time of the year, drinking hot wine by the fire. Here on our own, we got nothing to fear. It's Christmas.
So next into the arena we have Millie Daniel riding Danny.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything to be perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you is true. Tomorrow.
Well done, Millie. So Millie finishes on 4 fox in a time of 44:03.
All year long I've been keeping track of when I've been naughty and nice. And from what I can tell, I've done more good deeds than I've told lies. I can only hope that Santa Claus and my records agree. Then maybe this year Santa's coming home to me. I have found the perfect tree and dressed it to the nines. I've even made little gingerbread Santas. There's nothing left to chance. This year, Santa's coming home to me. it's not true. They say Santa ain't coming around. Trust me, I'm waiting up for you. Coming down my chimney on Christmas Day. We'll be side by side to see. This year Santa Claus is coming home to me. Yeah, this year Santa Claus is coming home to me.
So next to go we have Millie Daniels running Danny.
Whoa, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning.
Yes, Millie. Well done. So Millie goes clear in a time of 38.44.
Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else.
Okay guys, so it's a fair few hours later. As you can see, it is now dark out there and I've got Dan's Christmas lights on, but you guys will have seen both of my rounds, the 60 centimetres and the 65 centimetres, and I am just absolutely over the moon with Dan. Starting off with the warm-up. So warming up, I took quite a while to get jumping, not because I was nervous or anything like that, but a few people started to come into the warm-up. So when I first went in there, it was just me, but obviously I'm not going to go straight in there and jump, so I was just walking around, trotting, cantering, and then by the time I was about to think about to jump, there was a load of people that come in to get themselves ready and warmed up for my class as well. And then I eventually went over the jumps, and I had one stop, which hands down, I don't know if it's on video, you guys might have seen it. If you guys haven't seen it, it wasn't filmed. I went over the little cross pole and I thought, oh, I can turn here to go over the straight bar, and it was too tight. Stupidly, I don't know why I done it, because I know with Dan, I can't do any tight turns with him because he will just stop with me. I kind of need to give him so he can see the jump in front of him rather than last minute turn. I know that a lot of people can do really tight turns. I just cannot do it with Dan. And I've always known that I can't do tight turns with him, and I stupidly decided to do a tight turn, and it was extremely tight, as you guys would have seen on the video if it was filmed, and he stopped stop with me, and I literally don't blame him at all. I literally said to him, I said, I'm sorry Dan, like that was completely my fault, that was not him at all. So I brought him back round and just went over the crosspole just to get us back over a jump, and then I actually got bare line and I went a lot wider out to go over the straight bar where he refused with me, and he went over it and it was no problem at all. So yeah, that was not Dan's fault at all, it was the way that I done a tight turn. And then went into the 60 centimetres, and it was a very sticky round, as you guys would have seen. It wasn't flowing. I'm absolutely over the moon because I didn't have a stop with him, but if I didn't keep my leg on him, I would have stopped at all of them. He was very, very sticky. I feel like I also needed to make him a little bit more forward going round because we was very steady as well, but if I didn't have my leg on him, we would have stopped at all of the fences. So although it wasn't our best 60 round to date, but I'm very happy that we didn't have a stop. We unfortunately had one pole, which was completely my own fault because, oh, Dan's having a little scratch. It was completely my own fault because what I'd done is a lot of the other people in the same class was coming in tight and going round, and I was like, I'm not going to do that because of obviously what happened in the warm-up, and I just know that we won't get over it and I don't want to have a stop. So I went a little bit further along, but still kind of cut in, but not as tight as what the other people was doing. And I didn't change his rein. I did bring him back to trot to ask for canter, and we was all disunited and we just knocked the pole down. So again, that was my fault. If I brought him back to trot, asked for canter again, I very much doubt we would have had a pole down. But yeah, over the moon that we didn't have any refusals. And then I was like to myself, I am going to have to ride for my life for the next class because it's bigger. I'm going to really have to ride him. I really want to get him going forward in the warm-up and kind of not wind him up, but I just wanted to kind of make him a bit more excitable. Because literally all of this week, me hacking him out, he has been so forward and everything, and then we go there today and I was kind of like, he's either going to be as chilled as anything or he's going to be forward like he has been all week, and he was the complete opposite today. He was nice and steady, which isn't a bad thing, but I just needed to get him to go forward to get him going. So then I went into the warm-up. He just flew everything in the warm-up. I could feel his knees go tuck right up under him, and I was like, I think we're going to be absolutely fine for this. He was also a lot more forward as well, and I was going to myself, I don't know if you guys are on TikTok or something like that, but there's a sound where it goes, more energy, more footwork, more energy, more, I can't remember what the other one, but anyway, I was saying that to myself because I was like, hopefully, because obviously horses pick up on what mood you're on and things, so I was like, if I'm a bit more like that, that might make him a bit forward, which did actually help. So then we went into the 65 centimetres and I saw this jump, and it was a spread and it was like diagonal, and I've never jumped that jump before in my life, like a jump like that. I don't think Dan has either, unless he has with his previous owner. I'm not sure, but I never have, and Zara normally puts it into the 70 centimetres, but I haven't been doing the 70 centimetres, so I just haven't jumped it. And I've been wanting to jump it in like a lesson or something like that, so I've done it. But I saw it and I was like, oh no, like this is going to go really badly. And that was the only jump that I was really worried about. Just because we've never done it. And then I was like to myself, why am I worrying about it? Because Dan isn't going to have a clue it's on the diagonal. He's just going to think it's a normal spread. Like, he's going to be fine. So we went in there and I was just like, we've got this. To be honest with you, I didn't think we were going to get round without a stop. But as you guys have already seen, we have. And I literally rode for my life, honestly. He was so much better in the 65. I always find that when the jumps are bigger, he finds it a lot easier and it's a lot smoother than jumping the smaller ones. He puts a lot more effort into them when they're a lot bigger, and he went so much better. He was so much more forward and he was flowing more. But I wasn't just sat there and he was on cruise control. Like, my leg was on him every step of the way. And if I took a leg off towards a jump, we would have just stopped. You guys would have seen at number 6, he stopped, but I had my leg there and he like jumped it. It wasn't a pretty sight, but we got over it. We didn't actually have a stop. It was like just a stop, jump from standstill basically he done. And then we come around to 7 and 8, and then I got to number 10, and I don't know if you can hear it on the video, or I might have put music on, I don't know yet. But I was literally like, come on Dan, we have got this. think I even done a pony club kick, because I was like, we're not having a refusal like this. Like, it's the second one to the last. I was like, we're not having to stop at this. And he jumped it, and I was like, oh my god, good boy. Went over number 11 and we went clear. I literally could not be happier with him. I'm absolutely over the moon. And this is the last show of 2023. So I always, at the end of the year, whether I do a lesson or compete or whatever, I always worry, oh no, what about if it doesn't go well at like the end of the year, and then it's not a good start for the new year? That's what I always worry about. But today was definitely a good start to end the year, and I'm looking forward to next year getting back out competing. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I think Dan did as well once we actually got him going, especially in the 65. And I found out when I was untacking him that Danny and I actually won our fancy dress. So very happy with that, because I've never actually won fancy dress before. It's really sad, I know, but very happy about that. And we got placed 4th for the 65. So again, I'm over the moon with that. We wasn't the fastest, but we was a lot faster than what we was in the 60. But all I was worried about was just not having to stop. I didn't even mind if we knocked the pole in the 65 as long as we didn't stop. And obviously we didn't stop and we didn't get a pole. So just absolutely buzzing. Really looking forward to the new year. I hope you guys have enjoyed this second Christmassy vlog, and if you have, please make sure that you put a massive like, subscribe and comment down below. And also, if you guys are on Instagram, because I know a few of you comment and be like, I'm not on Instagram, which is fine, but if you are on Instagram, then tag me in you guys watching my videos. You can do it on this one or any others I do in the future. But yeah, I think that's all I really need to say to you. I've got a few things that I'm kind of planning before we end this year in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that to see what we get up to. But for now, I'll see you all next time. Bye!